Good day guys, as you all know me as your mentor, NASDAQ Ninja. So guys, before I can continue, can you please like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can get notified once I upload. So guys, today we're going to be talking about gap strategy as a whole, and I'd like to wish you guys a happy new year. You understand? This video guys is the last video of this year, and at the end of the day guys, I have to make it more productive. You understand? Because I know you guys are busy now. If you can focus a little bit, give it time, watch until the end, you can learn a lot so that next year you start making money and don't waste no time. Let's meet next year guys. So guys, today I'm going to talk about gap strategy. Technically, I'm going to talk about gap strategy on USDT. You know, I haven't been talking about gap strategy for I think for 9 months due to one stole this strategy and then took it to YouTube and all of those stuff, you understand? But you know, the fact that I haven't really explain it to you all, I felt like let me explain it to you all because I felt like they're explaining it in the wrong way, you understand? So at the end of the day, guys, as much as you can see, we have a gap here. When we talk about gap, we're talking about technically when the market closes on Friday. Remember the companies, some of companies they do operate Saturday and Sunday. You understand? Even Monday it was a holiday. You understand? But some companies could be operating for like few hours. You understand? Trading hours. You understand? So due to that, the market have stopped, but the companies were operating. The market will generate the direction that the market benefited. If the company were doing very well, so there's a gap. So technically, this was supposed to be a candlesticks here going to the top side, but due to that, it was a holiday and people were not working, all of those stuff. So that's what it determines a gap. You understand? So when you talk about a gap strategy, we're talking about one of the simple things. So when I talk about a gap, I'm talking about something that I know that when it comes to a gap, the gap has to be filled. You understand? So I always say if it's an upper gap, when the upper gap comes out, you just have to follow what it does. Understand? So if it gives you this and then gives you a proper confirmation of bullish, you just follow it until it goes to the top, but it has to touch the nearest resistance in order for it to fill the gap. You understand? So vice versa to the down gap. So the down gap, once it jumps to the bottom side, you just have to follow it, but once it touches the nearest support, it has to come back and fill the gap. You understand? But at the end of the day, you got to understand that is the market here already touched the resistance in order to cover the gap. But at the end of the day, today the gap will be covered. So that's when I'll be looking for more selling opportunities due to the gap. So what I like about gaps, they give me direction of the market. You understand? In another ways. Understand? When I see a gap, I tend to know that there's a change of direction because gaps create new support or create new resistance. So at the end of the day, guys, let's begin and analyze, but we're going to be tactically more focused on the gap. As much as I told you guys, people took that gap outside, but I felt like they explained it they're wrong. I gave them chance, but I feel like they're wrong. Understand? So at the end of the day, if you want to know more about the gap strategy, you can actually hit me up, or at the end of the day, you can search NASDAQ Ninja Gap Strategy on YouTube. You're going to get it. If you understand, then it's perfect for you. But if you don't understand, then it's a problem for you. So let's go to the highest time frame and analyze the chart. You're still using the same concept, you understand? You're still using the same concept. And remember, guys, now we have a modification of gap strategy in a way that you need to understand that we trading gap from Friday. We no longer wait for Monday. You understand? So you can trade it from Friday. And then when Monday comes, you eat more than what you could have eat if you were to wait for Monday. So now we can predict the gaps due to our proper analysis and how we have learned the gaps over time. Remember, I've been trading gaps for since 2020. Now it's 2022 and it's about to end. You gotta imagine how experienced I am when it comes to the gaps, understand? So at the end of the day, this is how it is. I always say here we start with the highest point. Okay, let me quickly create places whereby I know when the market touches, the market will reverses. So this is how it is. So like I said, guys, on the intro, this is probably the end of the video of this year. We're gonna come back next year. Like I said, we wish you guys a happy new year. So let's quickly create this. So these are like zones, you understand? I always say these are zones. So guys, next it's all about making money. You understand? It's all about making money. No learning stuff. You know, I've been teaching you for a very long time now. Next day we're making money. I'll be teaching you so that you don't forget. But at the end of the day, you need to be making money. Understand? That's what matters at the end of the day. So here I'm going to create my trend line, and then here I'm going to create my trend line again. Understand? So I'll just reset the chart so that I can see very well what's going on there. Remember, we're gonna be focusing there at the end of the day. Understand? So I'll quickly take this one to the bottom side here, due to be focusing on this as my proper zone selling to the bottom side. If the market was taken down from this point, probably means that point could be strong for selling opportunities. Understand? So at the end of the day, let's quickly go to the daily time frame and see what is it that we see on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we see our resistance as being here on the highest time frame. This is our resistance there. Not saying that the market doesn't have any possibilities to reverse anywhere here due to this zone, because you can see it's on the highest time frame. It haven't closed here yet, you understand? But at the end of the day, there's a resistance that I can be looking up to when it comes to the daily time frame. Let's quickly go to H4 and see what is it that we see. So in H4 time frame, we can see that the market have chose to reverse at this certain point, because at that certain point, we have what we call a supply, understand? So we're going to go and create our supply there. The reason is that once we push to the smallest time frames, we're going to see the market starting to make bigger movement at that certain position, understand? But at the end of the day, since we don't see it yet, let's leave it behind, you understand? So our resistance is here, and we always say in order for the market to cover the gap, it needs to touch the resistance and come below, but it can always create the resistance. It's possible for it to create the resistance and reverse there, understand? But let's quickly unzoom the chart and see what is it that we actually see below side here. Let's quickly check what we see. We had a proper trend which we broke, we tested, and then we're falling below side. But here we prefer using our zones and support and resistance. We're gonna see what is it that we can actually apply more. So here we had a falling wedge which went to the top side, which at the end of the day came back to the bottom side. Understand? But let's quickly go to 60 minutes time frame and check what is it that we see. We had a proper trend here. We had a proper trend here going to the top side. We had a proper trend going to the top side, which actually can allow us to say we can need a retest somewhere here. Understand? So once we get our retest there, that's when we can be more confident in saying that, okay, the market has to fill up the gap there in the bottom side. So we're going to create another trend line here. And then we create another trend line there. So at the end of the day, we tend to understand that the market has to move below side. So it might choose to reverse at this certain position, but I still more feel confident that it has to come back and touch the top side and move below side. So I can remove this and then do this, reset, and then say you guys need to take your selling opportunities at this certain point, which is there. So let's quickly get the short. This is the point whereby I feel like you guys can enter your sell, hoping that the market will come below side. But at the end of the day, if the market breaks this point here, you can enter a sell. But I feel like around 3:30, you can consider entering your sell at this certain zone here, because this is where the market started making bigger moves to the bottom side. You understand? So at the end of the day here, yes, there is a reversal pattern in the previous part that says at this certain point we have selling opportunities, but I want you guys to enter your sells here when the market reaches here. So you need to be more patient enough to wait for the market to reach here in order for it to cover the gap. By the rules of it, it says it has to go to the resistance in order for it to cover the gap. Yes, it can create its resistance, but you need to be careful with that. So we're going to wait for it to touch here in order for us to know that the market has to cover the gap. But at the end of the day, you can see last week we gave you guys buys. It did respect the buy. The previous week will the sell. It did respect the sells. Understand, everything that we're giving you guys, it's being respected. So you believe that whatever we're giving you now, it's going to be respected as well. So we believe that you need to enter your sells somewhere here. So at the end of the day, guys, this is the end of the video. Let's meet next day with a new banger video. Thanks, guys. Meet you guys on the other side.